Girls and Cougar parents, today we are going to be using our slope-intercept formula to take an equation and graph it. Let's take a look at a couple examples and go over some notes. Okay, boys and girls, let's do a little review here. If you look at your notes, you should already have this, but just in case you don't, maybe this explanation will be helpful. The first thing we need to recall is our slope-intercept form or formula, which is y is equal to mx plus b. Okay, and in this, x and y, those are our variables. Okay, if we're graphing a line, all the points along the line would have to have the x and the y formula. But our slope and our slope-intercept here, those are going to be what will really give our line a character, give it its characteristic from any other line that might be on this graph. Okay, our slope is m, okay? The coefficient that is connected to the x, that will always be our slope, whether it's an integer or a fraction. And then the b, this guy right here, that's going to be our y-coordinate or the y-intercept. That is where our line will intersect the y-axis. Okay? So in this form only, okay, in this form only, okay, m, okay, is the slope, okay, m is the slope, and b is the y-intercept, okay. This will always, when it's in this form, that will be our slope, and b will be our y-intercept. So, in other words, when I look at this equation of y is equal to 2x plus 3, okay, if I were to line it up like this, y is equal to mx plus b, I could see right here that 2 is my slope because it's in the m spot. Okay, my y-intercept is 3 because it's in the b spot of this formula. Do the same for over here. Just line it up. Y is equal to mx plus b. Okay, what's my slope? Well, that would be m, and a negative 3/5 is in the m spot. Okay, and a negative 2 is in the y-intercept or the b slot. I hope that was helpful. With this problem here, show you how to use the slope-intercept formula for graphing an equation. The slope-intercept formula of, of y is equal to mx plus b. It's kind of your template for arranging and organizing all the information that you need for an equation that can be graphed as a line. For example, the m, that's going to represent your slope. Whatever that coefficient that is connected to your x variable, that's going to be your slope. It might be in fraction form. It may just be a whole number or an integer of some sort, but that will represent your slope. And also the b, that represents your y-intercept. And that is the point at which your line will intersect your y-axis. That's this axis right there that goes vertically up and down. Okay, well, here's our equation. Now, the first thing is you want to make sure that your equation is in the y slope-intercept formula, and that means you need to solve this in terms of y. Right now, we have this in terms of 9. Okay, we want to put it in terms of y, so that means we want to have y isolated. And the first step for doing this is we're going to have to move some things around. I want the y ideally to be on the left-hand side all by itself, and then the rest of the equation on the other side, the equal sign. So I'm going to get rid of my minus 4x first. I'm going to subtract 4x from this side, and what I do to one side I have to do to the other. Okay. So that cancels this out here, and then I bring down my negative 3y. It's going to be equal to 9 minus 4x. Okay, I have 9 on this side, and then I subtracted 4x from it. I'm getting closer, but it's still not quite yet isolated. Y is being multiplied by a negative 3, so I have to do the inverse of that, which is divide by negative 3. And what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I need to divide this entire expression here by 3, okay, a negative 3. Well, over here, The negative 3's cancel out, and I'm left with y. It's finally isolated. Over here, I have to distribute my negative 3 divisibility-wise. Okay, so I'm going to take 9 divided by negative 3, and that will give me negative 3. And then when I take a negative 4x and divide it by a negative 3, that's going to give me a positive 4/3 x. Okay, because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. And the last step you might want to do is just rearrange this so that we have it in the y equals mx plus b form. So y is going to be equal to, I'm just going to put this up front here, 4/3 x minus 3. Now we can see that when I line it up, I can see here that my m, or my slope, is right there, and that my b, or my y-intercept, is right here. And now I can go to my graph and I can say, okay, what's my starting point is going to be negative 3, which is right here. Okay, negative 3 is my y-intercept, b, and then my slope is 4/3. What does that mean? That means I go up 4, so I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I go 3 to the right, which is 1, 2, 3. And that puts me right at that point there. And if I were to connect these 2 points, let me change my color. Okay, I would have a line that goes through those 2 points. Okay, and I could continue that line too. This might not be the best. Let's continue. Let me go back to red here. Kind of prove my point, but we graphed our line. That's good enough. But I could continue going with my slope, and I would get. Okay, I would get, my slope is 4/3, so I would go up four more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3. That's my next point. My line would actually go from there. I can do it like this. There's my line. Okay, proud of myself. And there you have it. Okay, well, boys and girls, I just want to take note of one special note. Let's say you're given an equation like this, y is equal to 2/3 x, okay? And I just told you that you can use the slope-intercept formula to graph the equation. Well, you line it up, y is equal to mx plus b. And you look at this and you might say, there's no b. There's no b. So what do? I'll tell you, this is exactly what you do, okay? The equation, you have your slope. It's still 2/3 x, okay? But since there's nothing here, you put 0. And 0 will be your y-intercept. What does that mean? That means you start right here, okay? And that will be, that's going to be your, that's your y-intercept. That's your y-intercept. I'm sorry, I'm short for words today. Okay, our slope is still going to be 2/3. What does that mean? That means I go up 1, 2, and then I go 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3. And then I can go up 2, 1, 2, and then I go 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3. And that's where my line will be. I just connect my points like so. Okay, and I can also extend it this way. There's your line. So when there is no b, your b is 0. As always, I hope that was helpful, and please bring your questions to class tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.